Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So a couple changes to the 2021 Ford Raptor 37 package here. Both of them are relatively small updates, but I still figured it was a worthwhile video to shoot for you guys. I ended up tinting the windows and Linexing the rear wheel wells. So if you guys know, the rear wheel wells on any F-150, new F-150, they're always body colored, right? So you get the bare metal that's painted the body color, not full up gloss clear coated, but you do get orange metal underneath there for this one being a code orange, and it looks like an eyesore as you're looking at it. So I was either going to do those Husky, I think Husky made them previously for the previous generation Raptor at least. I was going to do a wheel well liner, or try something I've never done before, and that's actually have Linex do the liner on the inside. So I did that. Pretty pleased with it. I think they could have done maybe a little bit better, and I'll show it to you here in a second. There's a couple glossy spots in it, which I'm not too impressed with, but he said he'll reattack and make it perfect if I ask. So I'll show you that, but I wanted to hop in and show you the window tint too from inside the cabin. So I did 20% 3M ceramic window tint, 20% on the sides and the rear window, with the front windshield being 50% of the same ceramic tint, of course. And I have become a huge fan of this look, not to mention it keeps the cabin so much cooler. And I never really was too much of a believer in that until I did it. I forget which one I did it on the first time around. I think it might have been my 4Runner first time around, and you really do notice a huge heat reduction in the cabin on super hot days. So this is what 50% in the windshield looks like. So it's definitely darkened. You can still see in there when we're sitting in there, you can still see us just fine. So it's not a huge red flag to police. But the biggest thing is the heat reduction to this on the 4Runner here is a 70% on the windshield. So again, when I initially did it, I only did it to get the ceramic benefits of the heat reduction. So that was the entire intent behind me doing it. But I figured might as well go a little bit darker because I think it might look pretty neat. So again, 20% all around the sides and the back, and 70% up front there. So let me actually hop in real quick and I'll show you guys the Linex here in a second. Plug for Go Rhino. Love these running boards. So again, this is what 70% looks like looking out. Not too bad. And then of course 20% on the side and back. It's not too bad at nighttime. It is noticeable for sure, but it really isn't bad. I guess maybe I've gotten used to it at this point as I've done this for a long time, 20%. But I want to show you that. We'll hop in the Raptor. I'll show you the same thing. I just love this code orange. Another cool thing is as you walk up to it with the key in your pocket, all the DRL and the Raptor marker lights up front come on, and the sides. I'll tell you what, this cabin will never get old. And I didn't think I was going to say that with the blue, but it just works, and it is so nice. It's a nice spot to be. Alrighty. So you can tell it's a little bit darker in here, but not by much. Granted, you do have more window space in this cabin than you do in that 4Runner there. So maybe we're just letting in just more light in general, but definitely like it. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that. And the Linex back here. So some of you gave me the word of the wise, and you told me like, hey, there's a chance that you can get moisture can build up underneath this and up against the bare metal of the vehicle, and there's a chance down the road, we're talking long term. Let me bring that back here. So there's like that glossy spot that I'm not too impressed with right here. We got one up there. Then again, as soon as it gets dirty, I'm sure you're not even going to see that. And at the end of the day, it's a truck, so maybe I shouldn't even be worried about that at all. and I'm not. So we'll see if that becomes an obvious eyesore. But let me back up here. So this is what it's what it looks like now, and that is a huge improvement over having that bright orange within the wheel well there, at least in my opinion. But you guys had mentioned that there is a chance for moisture to get in behind it, and ultimately, create rust issues down the road. But I'd like to think that would be years down the road, and you guys know me. I don't know if years down the road is going to be a thing, per se, although I do plan to keep this one for much longer than normal, as I've stated. So you can kind of see here, too, glossy spots. Just doesn't look all that great. But it's still just a wheel well at the end of the day. And it looks fine from right here. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. If that's something that if it is something you'd be picky about, and maybe readdress. The alternative to that, as you guys know, is you can see as I walk up, all the lights kind of click on. The alternative is and you guys can see my old videos of my 2019 Ford Raptor. I think it was Husky who made it before. I'm not sure if they make it for the 3rd gen just yet, but it was a Husky rubber plastic wheel well insert that you mount up throughout it. And it was pretty straightforward, pretty easy to install. Honestly, I don't really have a preference. I think this, assuming it didn't have the glossy parts, would look better. But I think it's all preference. So, at any rate, guys, mainly just wanted to show you the 20% window tint. And, of course, the little Line-X back there. And mainly see what your thoughts are on doing 50% in the windshield. If you guys do that. If you guys do ceramic tint or not, too. So appreciate you watching as always. Until next time.